My name is Sandra Cox. I'm from the Banjima tribe. My mum is Kathleen Johnny, also a Banjima elder. And my dad was an Inawanga elder, but he's passed on. My early memories growing up is myself, my sister who passed on, and my brother. There were three of us, and my early childhood was growing up with my grandparents out on stations, moving from station to station. Out on Mount Stewart, then Wailu, to and from Wailu to Mulgul, Mount Vernon, and back Wailu and Kuline. Other station was Kuline. Well, my parents, my old stepfather, because I grew up as a little girl, acknowledging him as my dad. My dad used to do a lot of cattle mustering and fencing, and Mum used to be the housemaid and the muster's cook, working in Mount Stewart station with one of my uncles, his Mum's other brother. We were doing fencing, and they also did cattle mustering there as well, and sheep mustering first, because that was a sheep station as well. And when they moved all the sheep out, it became a cattle station. Watching all the old people going out on motorbikes and cars, and doing the sheep run, that was really interesting, and it was really fun, because me and my little sister and my little brother thought we were the big heroes. We used to sit on the back of the ute while Mum sitting in the passenger side with my dad. With Mum, her and my auntie, they used to go up to the boss's house and clean the main house there, do their washing, feed the little ones belonging to the boss's kids. They had chooks there, and the chooks used to wander down to the river, because the river is the side of the main station, main homestead. They used to tell us, your kids got to go looking for eggs now, and we used to have a race to see how much eggs we used to find, and if the white kids used to find more eggs than the black kids, the black kids used to flog the white kids for their eggs, And Mum and them would wonder why these little white kids cried all the time. Yeah, we used to be friends with them, and but for that egg business, and because they used to have jelly beans those days too, for lollies, and who gets the most. Well, we used to play with them, go and hide them and everywhere. When they used to finish doing sheep mustering, we used to do fencing. Then my uncle, he used to drive the ute, and my dad in the passenger seat, and me and Mum and my brother and sister on the back. We used to go out doing the fencing run and take our dinner out. Mum used to cook all the Johnny cakes and cook the kangaroo meat there and everything. And my uncle used to take his work boots off. And one particular day, he took his boots off and he lay down back like that, and he having a good old rest. And my little brother, he was the little rat, He killed a big lizard, and he never killed it, but he sort of made it go dizzy, without having to kill it. He grabbed a piece of string, a little string, and he tied it on my uncle's toe. He was asleep. He didn't know this was happening at that time, because he was so tired from working, being summertime. He tied the lizard to his toe. And then my uncle can feel it, because it started to come out of that dizziness, this lizard. And he's thinking, what's this on my toe, And my dad laid down next to him. He's snoring away. And then he opened his eye. And he found this lizard like that. Oh, look, he kicked, didn't he? But he couldn't get up and kick it off his foot quick enough, because that thing was still tied to his toe. And he turned around and asked me and my sister, now who the bloody hell did that? And we just pointed straight at him, because we wasn't going to get a hiding for him. Yeah, and then from there, from Mount Stewart, we moved to Wailu then. Mum and Dad moved there. And they used to do cattle mustering there and fix all the windmills and stuff like that. And Mum and my auntie now at Waka there, they used to be the housemaids, and we used to just walk down to the yard from the camp where all our black fellas used to stop. It was just about not even an hour's walk, just from here to that house in the corner, really. Watch the old people there in the yard, branding cattle, and we always used to say, "Wow, gee, lucky we're not a bullock, to get a brand on us." and all my little brothers, they used to sit up on top of the rails. The old people used to tell us, don't sit up on the rails because, you got them bloody big bullocks with real sharp horns. They jump, Old people used to get frightened because the horns used to try and get into your leg. But nothing. Silly kids used to get up there and sit down. You know how they used to take mudda kids away from their mums, welfare days? One of my aunties, she's mudda, her dad was a white man. When they used to see a welfare coming and the policeman coming, they used to take off scrubs. And she was one of them, my nana was one of them old ladies who used to take off the scrubs with my auntie, try and keep her away, But they never used to get my auntie. One part of it, she told me yarn about my auntie there, she reckon. This Wajwala bloke walked into the camp. I wasn't expecting him. He rocked up at the camp one time and lucky they stayed in the mould and they tents those days. And anyways, she had a charcoal that painted my auntie black. So then she couldn't get recognised, Because if they would have recognised her, bang, she would have been gone to a mission. And I'm actually glad that they don't do that now because, I fight for them. They'll never get my little grannies. Welfare those days was very strict. We got chucked into hostel from there, started schooling then. Holiday times was good because then you're still going back to country, going back to the station life. When the holidays are finished, it's very hard to leave that behind, and having to say goodbye to my nana was the most hurtful thing.